When we place a star high atop the Christmas tree, we are remembering a star from long ago, a wondrous sign in the deep heavens that drew seekers on a long and dangerous journey across the known world. Magi from the east came asking, "Where is the one who has been born the King of the Jews? We saw his star in the east and have come to worship him." For thousands of years, men have considered the brilliant handiwork of God displayed in the ordering of heavens. With the help of computers, astronomers today can actually approximate what the Judean sky might have looked like more than 2,000 years ago. Some have suggested that the Star of Bethlehem was a conjunction of planets that came together in the sky to form a rare, brilliant convergence. How then did its light shine directly on the house that the Christ child was staying in with his mother? In fact, it was nothing less than a miracle. No further explanation needed. God, who has directed us the course of history from the moment he created the heavens and the earth, wanted to set the stage for the most momentous night our fallen, unhappy planet was ever known. So he placed a spotlight in the heavens to shine on the real star of the show, a humble child who is more than a child. The Bible says of the Magi that the sight of the star filled them with an indescribable joy. Matthew 2:10. We too can experience that joy as we fix the gaze of our hearts on Jesus, the bright morning star. So the first step to folding your paper star will be to start with your piece of paper, which there are in your box, facing with your color side down. If you don't have a colored side, because some of them don't, it doesn't matter which side you start on. I have multicolored paper, so it's easier for you to tell which side I'm on. You should be able to do that with your own papers. It's just easier for you to see with it like this. So your first step is going to be to fold your piece of paper in half like so, making sure your corners are somewhat accurate to where they are supposed to be, like such. Then with the open side facing up, you're going to want to fold one of your bottom corners on the closed side of the paper up to that top to form an angle like so. Then you're going to want to unfold that piece only back to that half piece, and you're going to want to do the same thing with the other corner, the open end. But you're going to want to take both ends down and repeat that same fold. Now, from this point, you're going to have both of them there, and you're going to have an X there on this side. Your next fold is to take this corner and get it lined up with the middle of this X. So you're going to come around like this and line up that bottom corner with the middle of that X. And make sure you crease these well, because these are going to be used as marks later. Then you're going to want to take this edge and crease along the middle here, so this edge over here lines up along this edge over here. So coming across like that, lining that up all the way down to the point, like so. Then you got to bring this edge up to meet with this edge on this piece of the paper. So you're going to want to bring up this side, leaving that point down, and just make sure you form a nice sharp edge on this side of your paper. Now you're going to want to flip your paper over so your folded side is down. I'll face it towards you guys so you can see a little better. And then you're just going to fold it in half so that your edges on each side line up with each other like so. And I gotta flip it back over. So you got your folded side up and your unfolded side down. So you're gonna take your scissors which you of course have handy, and cut along this edge there through all of the layers. So cutting off this piece. So I'll do it so you can see it. Gonna want to cut there along that edge right there. And now you're gonna unfold all of it to have this pretty little shape. Now you're gonna flip it over so you have this side up, which for me is my non-colored side. As the upside, it can be any side for you, as long as you have your creases laid out so you see what you're doing. Now, your next couple of folds, you're going to want to line up your bottom corners with these crease lines coming from those top pieces. So coming up like this across the center point of the page, and you're gonna want to lay those corners right down there, and make sure you crease this well because it's gonna come up later. Then go ahead and unfold that, turn your paper, and do it again. So you're gonna line up these lower corners with these top lines. So coming up like this, place them on those corners, and then give it a nice strong crease. Then continue this for all sides of this little shape right here. And feel free to pause the video or slow it down as you need to. There's no one right way to watch this, and any way it works, you'll still get the right product. So now, after you have done all sides to this little shape right here, you should have your paper looking something like this. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to collapse both of these sides in like this, and your top should come to a point like this. You're going to want to flatten along those crease lines until you get it to one point up there on the top, and then you're going to want to bend your point over to one side, make sure to crease it, and then go to the other side and make sure to crease it again. Now we're going to unfold that little bit right there. We're going to unfold this piece right here. We're going to turn it, and we're going to do that same thing again with this point. So we're going to fold both of those sides down. There's one, and there's two. Make it one point up top. Fold right up the middle there. And then go to one side, and then to the other side. And unfold it. Now just keep going until you get all of the points on your page down. Once again, feel free to slow this a little bit down. That's not a problem. You'll get to the same ending point. I believe in you. As you go through this process of getting your corners creased, make sure you're making these folds at least a little bit sharp, because you will be going back to them later in a more complicated step. So lay the groundwork now to make it easier when you are trying to build on said groundwork. So now that I have all my sides creased, I'm going to recollapse that first piece. Then I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to do the same with that second piece. So my piece of paper looks like this. And then this is where they start to get tricky. You're going to want to go with this side coming up first, as well as this side coming up from that bottom piece. and then the bottom piece will start to come up as well. But you're going to want to make that bottom piece go off to one side. Don't let it just go wherever it wants to go. You got to make it go off to one side. So to repeat that, you open along your already existing crease out to this side, and you open along your already existing crease out to this side. And then as you lay your other creases, you see this middle point will pop up. Just lay that down there going to the right. And then as you overlap your points in the middle, you can see they will come around to make a little shape like this. So you're going to want to press those points all down so that your shape will look like this. Now you're going to flip it over and just fold these little points in half. Starting at the top, because that's a good place to start. And then just moving around this circle here. Just making these little folds, all making that one little pinwheel shape in the middle. Then when you come to your last point, you're going to want to unfold this one a little bit and then pull this point up and back into the middle there and make that your point. So if I can get a better angle for you guys there, that just goes ahead and slides on in there. And there is your star. Nice job, everyone. I know you got to this point as you followed me on this journey through our paper star adventure. And have a nice rest of your Advent. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.